Hello, my dear Christians. Leave your comment and I will show the first ones in the next video. I will also set a goal of 1,000 likes to upload more videos. Let's go back to 5 hours ago, when at the university the teams had to make their presentations. The professor would randomly select the presenter, which some found problematic due to the teacher's eccentricity. This caused concern, especially for Luna, who was not happy. To make matters worse, the presenter for her team was Yae. Before starting, Luna told Yae what he should say, jotting everything down and hoping there wouldn't be any mistakes. Yae wanted to know what Luna would do if he did well and asked her to treat them to lunch. Although Luna accepted excitedly, she wanted to see more actions than words, so Yae wanted her to keep her promise. In the present, Yae knew the most important part of a presentation was the speech, as the way of speaking determines everything. He began his presentation in an egotistical manner because he had never scored less than an A in an exhibition. Although he wasn't entirely familiar with the research, the energy of his speech was concerning to Luna. However, for the professor, it was a perfect presentation because it wasn't boring, leaving Luna speechless. Since it was a success, both John and Zoe started congratulating Yae. He had learned to give speeches as a child because his father forced him to, and he realized replicating that in school earned him good grades. Luna also congratulated him, saying she didn't know he had that hidden talent and that he should have told her earlier. However, Yae reminded her that she had promised something earlier, and Luna agreed to pay, but stated it shouldn't exceed $100. This excited everyone because they were going to have dinner together again. Or at least that's what Yae thought. So couldn't come because he had to teach a lesson to the boyfriend of one of his friends, and John had an important meeting. Thus, only Yae and Luna were available. Although Yae wanted the two of them to go eat together, Luna didn't want to, but remembered Zoe's perfume and saw her with John before heading to a magical town, as well as fragments of that night they had forgotten. This made Luna blush, and Yae didn't understand what was happening to her. The girl reacted and agreed to pay her bet. For Jae's effort, they decided to have a good juice with the meat and drank too much that night, putting themselves in an uncomfortable situation. Yae nervously asked Luna what was going on, worried that she wasn't in her right mind because of what she had consumed. Luna commented that it seemed to be just her, though Yae didn't understand what she meant. Luna noticed Zoe's perfume scent. Knowing that Yae had frequented her and also knowing about John, Luna assumed he synchronized to see both of them, and felt sad for John, who had dressed up for Yae. Although Yae knew what she was referring to, he wasn't aware of the full story. This intrigued Luna, and so Yae told her everything about John and Sue. Upon hearing that both girls were after him, Luna didn't believe him at all, as no one would think he would reject them, something even Yae couldn't believe. But that's what happened. Embarrassed, Luna said he should have done that with her, which made her instantly quiet. She was interested in seeing if it wasn't a trick, and both John and Zoe knew they were in mutual agreement, knowing each other's stories. What made Yae reflect was that John knew Zoe's entire story, but the blonde knew nothing about John. Luna noticed his reaction and didn't seem to care, but suddenly grabbed Ye's shirt and started asking him if he was afraid that everything he had told her would leak out. Ye kept insisting it was a misunderstanding, but for Luna, it was an excuse to prevent either of the two girls from finding out they were in danger. She knew he acted weak with Zoe, and deceived John with his speaking skills to learn together. Ye didn't understand how Luna saw him, as the story was incorrect. Even so, Luna didn't want him to worry, as she had no intentions of telling either girl anything as long as he did what she asked. She knew that if she told them, it would go poorly for him. Anya thought there wouldn't be any problem for the two girls, found it amusing, and wanted to play along with Luna. That's why she asked what she should do. Luna, not having anything in mind, wanted to know if he would follow all her orders like a puppy, and Yae agreed. Luna was interested in the chalice he carried, and mentioned that it was shining, so she came up with a good idea. When they went to a rented room, Yae was blushing because he didn't understand why they were there. Luna asked him if he wanted her to keep his secret. First, he had to wash her feet. Yae had a question, and Luna allowed him to ask it. He wanted to know the connection between washing her feet and keeping the secret, as he didn't understand. Luna tried to give a coherent explanation, but ended up saying it didn't matter, since he had to do everything possible to keep her quiet. Embarrassed, Luna asked if it was something shameful for him. Yae noticed the girl's reaction, as what she proposed seemed like an act of superiority, similar to royalty. In his mind, Yae didn't understand what the girl was plotting, thinking she wanted to see him humiliated. Blushing, Luna wanted to see if he would do it or not until Yae grabbed her foot. This made Luna blush, but he wanted to know if he should use a sponge or something else. He was also curious if she would remain standing while he did it, as it seemed uncomfortable, and he asked her to sit down. Luna sat, and Yae was able to start washing her feet. This embarrassed Luna, as despite not knowing what she had planned, it wasn't difficult for Yae to do in his mind. Yae at least hoped to experience a similar situation. At that moment, Luna asked if her feet smelled bad. For Yae, they didn't smell at all, even though they had walked a lot. The scent reminded him of shampoo. At one point, Luna asked why he was scrubbing so quickly. Yae was doing it unconsciously, but at that moment, Luna told him not to stop since she wouldn't allow it. Additionally, he seemed pleased to see a girl's feet. Luna noticed Yae's chalice glowing, which made her realize he enjoyed washing feet as if she were his master. Yae didn't understand the role play, but saw that the girl was also making her holy water bottle spill. For him, it was enough, but he felt Luna wanted to do something godly with him. Despite this, Yae couldn't wash her feet properly. Luna wanted him not to forget to wash between her toes. She adjusted herself to make it easier, but suddenly she realized Yae was taking off his pants, which scared Luna, and she screamed. Yae silenced her immediately, as they couldn't make noise because someone might see them, and it would be a strange situation. Luckily, no one entered the room despite the scream. Still, Luna wanted to know why he had changed so suddenly. Yae explained he felt uncomfortable because of the spilled water and wanted Luna to be more comfortable, but she couldn't relax around him. Yae told her to be more honest with herself, as he could see through her and knew she was a believer in the word of God. Yae realized the girl wanted to have a mass with him, especially since Zoe had mentioned that her first mass with him had been very liberating. Although he was going to ignore it, seeing the holy water bottle spilling made him understand that the girl wanted a mass. Luna denied this, saying she wouldn't stoop to praying with someone like him. She saw guys like him as people who held sermons with any girl without genuine interest. This confused Yae, but Luna continued, saying she didn't want to repeat a mass with someone who had cried over his ex. However, she told him that if he begged, she might consider it. Yae quickly knelt, pleading to start the mass. To Luna, he had no shame, something Yae denied, as he didn't hesitate, knowing they would have a mass together. But before starting to pray, Luna smiled, telling him not to be so arrogant. She only said she'd think about it, not that she'd do it. As a single favor, she allowed him to clean the chalice with his feet. Let's move to a memory of that night when Yae and Luna were reciting the Lord's Prayer. For Luna, it felt good for her soul, but suddenly she woke up from her dream screaming, which left her blushing. She wondered what kind of dream it was, and even though she didn't dream of such things, she questioned if it was because Zoe spent more time with Yae, or when she saw John becoming more interested in him, wondering if it was without her. These thoughts made her blush even more, as she didn't care what the three of them did. It wasn't her business. She wanted to sleep again, but realized she couldn't. Then a good song came to mind, and she wanted to play the guitar before sleeping while singing. She hated that Yae appeared in her dreams, and cursed him for stressing her out. She wondered if she got angrier seeing him act nice. She didn't remember when she started playing the guitar before bed. Luna wanted to know why he was so kind to the other two girls, and why he didn't give her attention. Cursing the boy again, she blushed at what she said and stopped everything. Now she wondered if she was jealous of John, or if it was because of Yae. Even though the three of them were singing together, Luna knew it had nothing to do with her, and there was no need to feel jealous. However, she began to reflect on whether she had feelings for Yae. In the present, Luna wondered if she liked someone like Yae, or if it was him specifically. But there was no way that was the case, so she continued working while Yae watched her closely. Luna didn't know if what she felt was love, but she didn't believe so, because even while cleaning the chalice, she felt nothing special for him. Thinking about it, her ideal type of guy was masculine and gentle. Convinced she wasn't feeling jealous, Luna remembered that this feeling was similar to when her dog obeyed her friend more than her. Whenever she felt strange, she attributed it to stress. Luna felt relieved playing the guitar before her final exam, and also found it fun to play around with Yae, which helped relieve her stress. That's why she asked Yae to let her know if he wanted to use her holy water so she could bring something for its use. Yae, on his part, grabbed the girl's feet and expressed that he hoped she would do something more to make his chalice shine brighter, showing her the correct way to clean it. Luna, impressed by Yae's strength and determination, tried to free her little feet but couldn't move them. When Yae said he'd go for the holy water, Luna asked him to wait since she had nothing to cover herself with. However, a bit of water spilled on her, surprising Yae, who thought he'd be in trouble for what he'd done. Yae asked Luna if she was okay and clarified that it wasn't on purpose. Even though Luna seemed upset, the situation felt odd to her and left her stunned. Luna asked him to notify her next time before using the holy water to avoid staining her clothes. Yae wondered if she wasn't upset and if he had permission to use the water, but he decided to preach the word of the Lord. Luna, instead of opposing, seemed to follow his actions. At that moment, someone knocked on the door. That night, Luna complained that Yae was annoying because she felt gross from being unable to clean all the water. Yae hadn't waited for her to cover herself, something they had agreed not to mention. they couldn't have their mass because they were told they had 15 minutes to vacate the room, and they didn't want to prolong their stay. Yae reminded Luna that she had kicked him, something she had already apologized for since she thought they were going to be caught. Luna noticed that embarrassing situations always happened when she was with him, and she was tired of it, something Yae agreed with as well. Luna continued to notice the smell of the water, which made her blush. When they arrived at the station, Luna asked Yae if he was going home. Despite not understanding what the redhead meant, Yae replied he felt disgusting from all the sweat and didn't want to get on the metro like that. Embarrassed, Luna suggested going to a magical town to bathe. When they arrived, Luna proposed that Yae go in first so she could help wash his back while Yae performed an inutsu and Luna cleaned the chalice. She mentioned that they should make things clear. They would never have a mass together since only those who love each other do so, and they didn't have that kind of relationship. Although Luna tried to avoid the conversation, she wanted Yae to stop performing forbidden jutsu techniques and start reciting the Lord's Prayer. Yae showed his power of believing in God, which overwhelmed Luna as she didn't remember him like that. She proposed that Yae purify her soul, and since it was a safe day for her, he could use the holy water. However, she didn't believe Yae could make her soul feel better. Yae noticed Luna's arrogance but had other techniques to make her admit he was good at religion. If he succeeded, he wanted her to apologize, surrender to him, and never act poorly again. Luna, confident she wouldn't lose to someone holy like him, accepted the deal. Then Yae, the god, kissed her at that moment. Despite everything, they preferred to be in the room to arrange everything and preach the word of God. However, Luna was embarrassed and wanted the boy to start first. Yae, on his side, could only think about how she had mentioned a few moments ago that it was okay if he kissed her, though he believed Luna was going to say she'd rather be dead than kiss him because she hated him. This was different from what he imagined, so it wasn't important to him since they weren't kissing for pleasure, but rather to find emotion in the belief in God. Yae kissed Luna, which embarrassed her, but she thought it was fine as they had come far to find God in their hearts. However, since it was her first kiss, she hadn't imagined it like this. For Luna, her ideal first kiss was in a restaurant with a beautiful view, in a perfect atmosphere, wearing a nice dress that made her look good, while sipping a drink with someone she considered amazing. She didn't know if she saw Yae as someone amazing, but there was no way she could fall in love with him at that moment. Yae asked her why she wouldn't admit he was good at preaching the word of God, remembering that Luna had said that if he purified her soul, they could use the holy water. Nonetheless, Yae ended up using it unintentionally, which embarrassed him. Luna told him that for her, it was quite simple, so much so that she mentioned it was just a regular mass and that she couldn't even believe in God. However, she admired his effort, and for that, she approved of him, although his arrogance annoyed Yae. Meanwhile, Zoe was with her friends and had resolved an issue for one of them, who thanked her and was satisfied with the result. Another of Zoe's friends couldn't understand why her friend had forgiven the guy who cheated on her. Despite this, Zoe didn't care much about what her friend thought. When her friend asked if she understood, Zoe replied that whether she did or not didn't matter since it wasn't her problem, and she couldn't meddle further. Zoe's friend noticed she was checking her phone a lot and asked who she was talking to. Zoe replied that it was an obey she had met, but who wasn't responding to her messages or calls. This excited her friend, who thought Zoe was having a mini affair. Zoe immediately denied it, saying she would never do something like that. Her friend, understanding it wasn't what she thought, commented that it wasn't typical of her to have such an embarrassed expression. Meanwhile, Yae wasn't answering calls because he was busy creating new jutsu techniques to make Luna have faith in God. Despite everything, Luna would never admit that she could believe in a god in front of Yae. This frustrated Yae so much that he vented his anger on a door that wouldn't close, using all his strength. Then we recalled Ja talking with his friends, who mentioned that one of the best guys in the drama club confessed his feelings to Luna, but was instantly rejected. Luna had commented that she didn't like guys without ambition who only relied on their looks. They also heard that she wasn't interested in a relationship. Ja asked his friend if something similar had happened to him and realized that his friends had also been rejected by the redhead. His friends asked if he was interested in her, something even he didn't know. He didn't get along with rigid girls like her, and she wasn't his type. Although he had a slight interest in her, he thought hell would freeze over before he had any kind of connection with her. In the present, Yae didn't expect to have a mass with Luna but continued praying with her for a long time, seeking her faith in God. Yae's only mistake was spilling the holy water again, which annoyed Luna. However, she admitted that at least he did it with good intentions. This made the chalice shine once more, and Yae proposed trying again to make her believe in God, fervently wishing she would do so with genuine faith. This embarrassed Luna greatly, but made her give him permission to do whatever he wanted. When they left the magical town, it was already past their initial departure time. At a restaurant, Yae was dumbfounded by what he heard when Luna asked him to stop pretending he didn't hear her, as she had asked him to go out with her the next morning. The next day, So was trying on different swimsuits, one that made her look older, another that seemed to need fixing, and one that made her look like a child. She imagined Yae telling her how cute she looked, which made her restless, but she kept thinking about what to wear. In the university dorms, Yae seemed to be blushing, as he recalled it had been a week since he prayed with Luna for the second time, and above all, because she had asked if he wanted to start going out with her. To this, Yae was about to respond that he had no problem with it, but Luna interrupted, making it clear that she had no intention of starting a relationship. This confused the boy. The redhead explained that she wanted to avoid any misunderstandings. It wasn't about Yae in particular, but in general. She didn't want to be in a relationship with anyone. Luna had taken a year off her studies to go abroad, but still considered herself a third-year student. She was focused on graduating and job hunting. She had never experienced being in a relationship and wasn't sure she wanted to. To her, being in a relationship meant dates, celebrating anniversaries, and giving gifts, which required time and money, things she wanted to avoid because of how she saw them. So, according to her, the purpose of dating or being in a relationship stopped there. In the present, although Yae thought Luna had dropped the conversation, they were now praying together again. The girl wanted to know what was going on since Yae seemed distracted. He wondered if what they were doing was okay. For Luna, it was fine since they were friends with benefits and not in a relationship. When they finished praying, she felt less stressed, and Yae felt his soul was liberated, which wasn't a bad deal. Additionally, the girl questioned why he did the same with So or John, but didn't treat her the same way, as if she were his assistant during Mass. Yae explained that he didn't mean it like that, but was instead wondering if it was okay to hold a Mass in that place, since they were in the women's dormitory. Embarrassed, Luna told him not to worry because no one would come in, as she had put a "Do Not Disturb" sign on the door. Then, she admitted she was joking, and had only locked the door. She asked Yae that if he was going to use his mouth, it should be to eat the flans she brought him, as she wanted to feel refreshed before her first class. Meanwhile, in the mass communication department, John was writing a message on her phone when So arrived, shouting and scaring John. The blonde wanted to know if she was alone or resting, and noticed that John was wearing her glasses that day, along with her usual pigtails. John said she had classes at 9 a.m., so she had decided to go to the club room from her house. So asked for her opinion on her makeover, mentioning that she had done the perm herself with a flat iron. John complimented her, saying she looked lovely. Although So felt embarrassed, she thought she had done her best to guess Yae's preferences. She told John she wanted to look abundant because it was a season of abundance. The blonde asked John to have fun and mentioned she had matters to attend to, wishing her a good day. Before John could respond, So quickly left. John wondered if she should tell So about her relationship with Yae. On the other hand, So was walking along, singing and happy because she was turning 24 that year and felt it would be her perfect day. Her hair, which usually didn't dry well, was completely dry that day, and the bus arrived just in time. However, she thought Yae wouldn't notice the change, since she didn't consider him an expert. Her day was going well, until she saw Yae and Luna coming out of the same room. The three stood speechless upon seeing each other, and for So, her perfect day was ruined at that moment. With this, we conclude the third part of this manga. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to leave a like, subscribe, activate the notification bell, share it with your friends, and leave a nice comment. That would help me a lot to reach more people. Remember, if we hit the goal, I'll bring the next part as soon as possible. See you in the next part.